In this video, we'll talk about finding a percentile value in a normal distribution. That is, given some normal distribution, if you are given an area or a percentile or a probability, those all can mean the same thing under a distribution. So let's say this area here, then what is the corresponding value that gives that area? And this is what this problem lays out. We have a brake pad manufacturer knows that its brakes last an average of 30,000 miles with a standard deviation of 4,800 miles. For how many miles should the company warranty its brakes if it does not want to replace more than 2% of its brake pads? So you can think of it like this. We've got a mean here of 30,000 miles. That's our mean, 30,000 miles. The standard deviation is 4,800 miles. And all that standard deviation does is tell us how steep this bell curve is going to be. I've drawn it kind of just a generic bell curve, but this standard deviation relative to this mean would actually make this a little bit more pointed here. But this nice general curve so that we get some nice looking big areas that we can see. So the way to interpret this question is we want a number such that no more than 2% of the area is to the left of it. So think of it like this. The brakes in the red area are covered under the warranty. And we want that to be no more than 2% or 0.02. If the whole curve equals 1, then of course this 2% is just 0.02. So this is the value that we want, that we're trying to find. Now, the Excel function norm INV equals norm INV gives you this value, this x value. What you need to put in is the probability. This is the syntax. Probability, and then the mean, and then the standard deviation, and then out pops the answer. Out pops this x value. Now, Excel always works with area to the left. So if you're trying to find an area to the right, subtract. Let's say you're trying to put the value that has 5% above it, then you would say 0.95 here for the probability, because Excel always deals with the area to the left. This problem is already set up for the area to the left, so we're going to run with that. So I'll go to Excel here and I'll just type in these magic numbers. Equals norm INV. Real quickly, this is a newer version, Excel 2010, so it's got the norm.inv. If you have the new version like this, you can just type in norm.inv, or it does have the old versions as well, the norm INV, the old functions. They work exactly the same, but Excel is moving to a object-oriented programming, and so anyway, that's why they have the dots everywhere. But you can type in the old function as well. And so I'm going to use the old functions just in case you at home do not have the new version of Excel. So we have this norm INV, and just as I promised, this is the syntax that we're going to be putting in. So 0.02 is the probability. I'll put that 0.02 so you can see it a little bit better. The mean in question is 30,000. Don't put the comma in there for the 30,000. Just 30,000 with no commas, because the comma separates the numbers in Excel. Standard deviation then is 4,800, 4,800. And what we get is a number of 20,142. Now you may think, hey, that looks pretty darn big. Is that right? Of 20,142. Well, let's think of it logically. 20,142 miles. I said earlier that the the curve would actually be a lot steeper than this, with this standard deviation relative to this mean. So it's going to be more like this, centered, of course. And so this area down here is actually pretty small. So there's our 2%. But I drew it nice and big so that we could get a nice look at that. We can see what's happening. So we've got our 0.02 now in yellow, and 20,000. Well, that kind of makes sense. The manufacturer is going to warranty its brake pads for 20,000 miles, so that it doesn't have to replace more than 2% of those. Or people would turn those in for warranty if they lasted less than this warranty number. All right, so that is a way to find the percentile value in a normal distribution using Excel.